Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subject Computer Science for 11th Standard A section. Last class we completed chapter A, that is Introduction to C++. Now in this session we are going to start a new chapter, namely Flow of Control part 1. So in this session we are going to discuss three important topics of this lesson: introduction, statement, control statements. First one, the introduction. So of course we last class we discussed what is variables, constant, operators and data types, and how they can be declared, how they can be used, and how the data types can be converted implicitly or explicitly. Now we are going to see the statements of C++ programs. Generally, a program executed one by one. All the statements are executed one by one and the results are displayed on the screen. However, such restricted sequential ordering is restricted and less useful for the real-life problem-solving methods, because there are many situations where we want to decide the code block and execute on the basis of certain conditions. In such situation, the flow of control jumps from one part of the program to the another part. These type of statements are called control flows. This is what we called in C++ language called a selection statement, iteration statement, or jump statement. So in this class we are going to discuss the selection statement, iteration statement of C++ program and how they work in the C++ program. Now we are going to see the next topic, statements. Generally, a program consists of many statements. These statements are otherwise called as instruction, which was given for particular task, for performing a particular task. These statements do some work and they produce some results. The action may be of variable declaration, expression evaluation, assignment operation, decision making, looping, so on. There are two kinds of statement used in C++. One is null statement. Another one is compound statement. This is the two type of statement used in C++. One is null statement. Another one is compound statement. What is null statement? Null means empty, blank. Is a statement containing only a semicolon. It means here you can see a semicolon statement is the statement called as null statement or empty statement in C++. It denotes as a placeholder. That means it is a place for some upcoming statements, commonly used as a placeholder in iteration statement, or as a statement on which to place labels at the end of the compound statement or functions. So null statement can be used with the symbol called semicolon. This is the symbol otherwise called as punctuators. It means terminates. This is the symbol where we use at the end of the each statement. So it simply end that particular line. Next one is the compound statement, otherwise called as a block statement. Block means a group. In C++, any more than one statements can be grouped using pairs of braces. So this is the symbol used in C++ for blocking or grouping or compound statement. The general format for compound statement is here we want to open the brace symbol and we want to give the statements one by one. After when a block was created, at the end of that particular block we want to close that brace. So at the beginning of the block we use the open brace, at the end of the block we should use the close brace. So example, here you can see there are three lines, three statements. One is to declare two variable, another one is to assign a value to the variable, another one is to do some arithmetic operation. These three statements are blocked, grouped, or compound, are converted into the single statements are converted into compound by using these symbols, brace symbols. So Where at the beginning we use open brace, at the end we use close brace. This is the simple example how we can convert any statement into a compound statement or block statement. Now we are going to see the control statement. So of course we know control statement means doing, selecting or iterating statements are called control statement or jump statement. We do some statements execution, and some of the statements are skipped depending upon some condition. So control statement are the statements that alter the sequence of the flow, that alters the sequence of the flow of the instruction. So generally the sequence is from first line to last line. But whenever we use the control statement in our program, in C++ program, we can change the sequence. We can alter the sequence of the flow. That's why we called it as a control statement. In program, statement may be executed sequentially or selectively or iteratively. These are the three options we have. One is sequentially we can execute this statement, or selectively we can execute this statement, or third one is iteratively we can execute this statement. So of course we know sequentially means from first line to last line without skipping any line. Selectively means depending upon some condition, one or more than statements are skipped and one or more than statements are executed. So in selective statement, some of the statements are skipped depending upon the condition. This statement is also called as selection statement or a branching statement. But in iterative statement, yeah, one or more than statement or block of statement or compound of statement are executed more than one time. This type of statement execution is called iteration statements. So sequential statement, there was no skipping in any line, any statement. In selective statement, one or more statements are skipped depending upon the condition. In iterative statement, a single or more than one statement can be executed more than one time depending upon the condition. So this is the three type of statement in all the programming languages. So I accepted that this three type of statement. This statement is also used in C++. Now we are going to see the first statement. Of course, we already discussed the sequence statement where all the statements are executed from statement 1 to statement 3. There was no skipping. So each and every statement was terminated by semicolon. So here you can see that are executed one after another, only once from top to bottom. One after another, only once from top to bottom. There was no repetition, there was no skipping in sequence statement. So all the statements are executed from top to bottom. So this is the order also. These statements do not alter the flow of execution. These statements are called sequential flow statement. Now we are going to see the next statement called selection statement. So this statement execute depends upon a condition. For example, if a condition is true, then a true block means compound statement is executed, otherwise a false block is executed. So there was two blocks in selection statement, one is true, another one is false. So depending upon the condition, either true block or false block will execute. Any one of the block only execute. After executing that particular block, it will exit from the condition. So this statement is also called as decision statement or selection statement because it helps in making decision. That's why it is called decision statement. Which set of statements are to be executed. So in the flowchart you can see, so here you can see the condition. So here we get the entry for the condition and we have two choices. One is true, another one is false. If the condition is true, then the true statement will execute. If the condition is false, then false statement will execute. After executing any one of the true or false statement, it will exit from the condition. Next one is iteration statement. Iteration statement is a set of statements that are repeatedly executed based upon a condition. If a condition evaluates to true, the set of statement that is true block is executed again and again. So the difference between the selection and iteration statement condition is the condition was checked only once in selection statement, whereas in iteration statement, the condition was checked each and every time whenever this statement is end. Execution of this statement is end. If the condition is true, then again the same statement is executed. If this process is executed repeatedly whenever the condition is true. If the condition becomes false, then the repeating of the same statement will stop. So as soon as the condition become false, the repetition stops. This is also known as looping statement. So iteration statement is also called as looping statement. So here this is the entry point. Here is the condition. We have only true statement. This statement only execute when the condition is true. If the condition is false, then it will exit from the condition. There was no another group for execution, so it simply exit from the condition. But the only difference is, if the condition is true, these two statements are executed. After executing the statement, this statement goes to the condition and checks whether the condition is true or false. If the condition is true, again they execute same statement. And after executing statement, then it go for the checking condition. If the condition is true, then again they repeat the same statement. And after executing the same statement, again they go for the condition and check whether condition is true or false. If the condition is false, then it executes from the condition. If the condition is true, the same process that executing the true block again and again, again and again, this happens in iteration statement. That's why this statement is called true iteration statement or loop statement. So I hope you understand these three statements of C++ program. So this is not only same for C++, it is also same for all the programming languages. I hope you understand this programming language, programming statements. We will continue in the next class. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Best of luck.